Sup, fuckers? We're back with episode 3. It's been a little bit, but currently we're putting them out every other week. I'm gonna try and get it to once a week, and then we're gonna try and get it to 2 a week for like a Patreon episode. My Patreon might also have gameplay footage. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like that just on the channel as well, or if it'll be like Patreon exclusive stuff. I don't know, or maybe we'll do like multiple gameplay types of things, or let you guys like make requests. I'd like you to write in questions. I don't know if anybody's got questions, but if you do have questions, please write them on hold on. Dude, I have social medias. We talked about this in the first one. I fucking hate social media because I even hate saying the term social media because it's just what every dickhead on the internet and everyone says. It's just I hear the term too much. There's words I hate. I hate that one a lot. And I hate Cavendish is another one. I fucking hate that word. It makes me want to punch you in the heart. I love the smell of it, though. Pipe tobacco? Lovely. Cavendish is, I fucking hate that word. Drama? Drama's a fuck. Dude, I fucking hate drama. I hate you even saying the word. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you and the word. Cocksucker. Anyway. What were we talking about? Oh, I have socials now. I feel like a bitch. We talked about this before. Again, I hate the fact that I have to have them, but it will be cool to use them for you guys to like send me questions. If you have questions, in all fairness, I'm basically trolling for content here until I can build some kind of a format for the show. I would like to field questions. I do like that. I also want to interview people. I think that would be kind of dope. I have lots of questions for lots of people. And I think that you guys might be able to be just as interested in certain things or people as much as I am, or at least at the very least, I'm out there looking for people that think that way, so that build like a little community here, leading a little closer to the cult. Not necessarily. I mean, if it happens, it happens, and I'm not gonna be upset about it. But build like a little community here, especially the beginners, the OGs. Because that's what you guys will be. I mean, the people listening to this right now, unless you're like 8 years in the future and you're binge watching my content on YouTube and for some reason still include the early episodes of this podcast as though there's some kind of endearing thing when they're really not. I need you to know that I love you and thank you for doing that because I used to do it all the time. I still do it now, constantly. Currently, it's Cumtown right now. It's between Cumtown and Matt and Chain Seeker podcast. Which means I'm really looking for a new thing. I've kind of burnt myself out with, I don't want to listen to full Calm Down podcasts because I don't like them that much for that, but the clips are, oh my God. Like when Calm Down hits, it hits hard as fuck. So goddamn funny. I highly recommend that. But we were talking about the socials. We'll get back to talking about Calm Down. Well, maybe. I don't know. I fucking love those. I think they're hilarious. We have socials now, so because I don't know what they're called, because again, I spend zero time on them because I hate them. Let's go to the Instagram right now. The Instagram is the White Mike Show. Just the White Mike Show. On Instagram, you can hit me up there. Follow me. I'll probably follow you back. I know I will definitely follow you back if you're new. I will follow you back. I got the new logo up on there and all the other socials too. We got a logo finally, so I don't look as ghetto. AI generated, obviously, because I have zero artistic skills. That's a Come Town quote. Anyway, not the point. Point is, the White Mike Show on Instagram. I got a Twitter too, which I hate, or an X. I don't know how much time I can spend on that. I was just scrolling through it the other day, and it just showed me the most horrific shit that I have. Just constant, like, fights in the street and people beating each other half to death. It's insane. Also, if there's anybody who currently, like, wants to watch this on YouTube, there's a very good chance that if I have to go through and bleep myself, there's no fucking world where that's happening. Go fuck yourself. We're all grown. If you don't want to listen to swear words, don't listen to this. I can't. It drives me fucking insane. Trying to listen to Tim Dillon, who swears constantly, and it's just bleep, bleep, bleep. And we're talking about, I mean, it's been a while since you have to bleep anything. Yes, on television I expect it, and then I acknowledge that it's something, right? But not like it's something I know what the words are, but when I hear it in a YouTube video, I just assume you're saying the N-word. which makes it funnier. But at the same time, like a bleep on the internet is just the N word. And the fact that you can't say death or die, like, bitch, are you out of your fucking mind? They never even did that on fucking television. You can say death and die on television, but a YouTube short, ho! Oh God, not a fucking YouTube short. Am I peeking it really hard? Got to turn this down a little bit. I'm peeking, boys, or peeking. Get a little loud. Hey, listen, as the podcast grows, the audio setup it'll change. It'll get better. Hopefully, I've been watching these fucking Sam Hyde videos, and it drives me crazy. That guy they harp on audio, which I mean, that's all this is. That's all this is. I should take it seriously, but I'm broke. I'm broke as fuck. So I mean, we're working on the most money I've spent is on the RSS feed on this, which costs like $100 and something bucks a year. All right, but it's worth it. It's an investment into my future, hopefully. But like that's it. And then like a $20 for the month for the AI generator thing to make like logos and cool stuff for the podcast and for like advertising, I guess, in the best way I can. Yeah, anyway, see, like I said, I mean, I'm trying to tell you what the Twitter is, and I'm on the first thing I see is the Daily Loud, and this guy is just this woman beat him in the face, and then he finally snaps and like grabs her by her hair and yanks her down, and she like, I don't know, it's a terrible video, and that's the first thing I see. It's all I see, or car crashes. There's a guy crashing on a motorcycle. What the fuck? I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I can't. Anyway, hopefully I can follow you animals instead of this shit. I'm not following anything. It's just what it shows me, or am I following these things? I don't know. Fuck this. I hate it. It's stupid. But the point is, I'll like it if you guys interact with me with it. You send me cool shit, things to react to and talk about on here, especially when we start video at some point in the future. I'll play fuck videos. We'll go balls deep. I don't care about YouTube. The only thing I care about is if I build my listenership like you guys, and then I'll worry about all that other crap after. I don't give a shit. YouTube can kind of blow me. I don't like that site anymore. I used to love it. It used to be my jam. I was like, why would I do this when YouTube exists? And I still like it. I still like YouTube because like you can get it. I mean, you can get an education, a way better education than you got in school if you got if you learn that way. If you learn in a manner that is, I don't know the word. That like works well with YouTube in that kind of format. Then cohesively, is that right? I don't know. I'm not smart enough for that. But I mean, you can learn a ton of shit just off of YouTube, which is the only reason it currently is worth a damn, I think, anymore. And even then, they remove the like versus dislike ratio in the videos. So if I'm watching a how-to video or like something to learn something, I don't have that as a guide to oh hey, hundreds of thousands of people have disliked this. It's probably not correct. Let me start reading the comments and find out what happened. You don't even do that. So you just read comments, and that's if they're not disabled. And if comments are, well, I mean, you just write it off as not legitimate. But the Twitter, as I was trying to do for that ridiculous bullshit, it's at White Mike Show. At White Mike Show on the Twitter. Patreon is the White Mike Show. Yeah, the White Mike Show on Patreon. Patreon.com/the White Mike Show. There's no extra content on there right now. Don't subscribe. Don't subscribe until I've like built up something on there. All right. Like this is so just know that it's there. I think you can still like kind of follow me on there, but don't worry about that yet. It's just I'm just letting people know, letting out, I gotta say it. And we got the new logos up. Let me know what you think about that. I'm gonna be changing them probably pretty often because I'm never happy with anything for more than 15 seconds. So that's definitely change. Let me know what your thoughts on that is. But yeah, so that's the. I have a TikTok, which I think I'll put shorts from this if I find anything that's funny. That's another thing. Let me know what you thought was funny. If you thought it was good, and I'll make a short of it and throw it on TikTok, and I'll shout you out. TikTok is probably the way. Let me make sure. Well, I mean, can I change that? Because I don't want it to be that. Hey, okay. So we're learning it together now. The username is the White Mike Show, like almost everything else. The only thing that's different is what the Instagram is. No, Instagram. It's oh, okay. It's Twitter. Twitter's the one. Which I don't think I can change it. Maybe I can change it. Even if I can't. White Mike Show, the White Mike Show. Fine. We know what's up. So those are the socials. We got Instagram at the White Mike Show, Twitter, X, whatever the fuck, at White Mike Show, Patreon, the White Mike Show, TikTok, the White Mike Show. Hit me up on those. Send me friend requests. I will definitely friend you back. Unless, of course, like I said, this is like 8 years into the future and I'm either, like I've died from a fentanyl overdose. No, I don't snort shit. Snorting drugs is for girls. Let that be known. I hold that to be completely true. Cocaine is for women. Not that there's any, cocaine's a chick drug. If you do coke, you're definitely grow up and do something cool. Did it what? No, that's the one I have. See, now I don't know if it actually updated it because no, it did. We're good. We're fine. It's fine. It's the White Mike Show on TikTok. It's all Gucci, baby. It's all Gucci. This message type isn't supported. Download TikTok. View this message. Okay, well, fine. Yeah, I'm on my computer. Anyway, I gotta close this right now because it's distracting me from talking to you. Yeah. All right. So that's closed. Them's the socials. Hit me up on there because, like I said, I'd like to. I'll field some questions for the next episode. Maybe funny questions. Maybe a question about anything. Maybe you ask me what I think about. Not that I guess it's not really. I'm not that interesting. Maybe I am. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Nah, I think I'm as interesting as the next regular person. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I kind of one of some of the things I want to do. I want to field some questions. Maybe I don't know if I'm gonna like reaction. Play stuff is just me and my buddies playing around. Oh fuck. Well, let me pause this real quick if that's possible. I'll be back. Okay, it is recording. It's picking back up. Sorry about that. At least it's better than the 3 minutes of fucking silence you got the last time, right? You gotta remember that, okay? Just take the good with the bad. Roll with the punches, folks. Roll with the punches. So what was I talking about before I left? I don't really remember, but I got some stuff to talk about now, I guess. I was just having a conversation about the fact that or how here's something. Okay, I don't know if any of you guys pay attention to whenever they say like your phones are listening to you or that they're recording you all the time, and then they'll come at you with this bullshit of there's no way that they could record people all the time. There's not enough space and enough data that they could save all this information. All right, break it down for you exactly how this works so that you understand and everybody else understands, because I don't think many people do. So you've all got lives. And you've got other things to think about that isn't this dumb shit. And that's why you're all more successful with me. So just remember that. But, right. So, how this works is your phone is a microphone that listens to you all the time. They are not recording anything because it's unnecessary to record you. All they're doing is listening for keywords all the time. It is always listening for specific keywords. That's why it's so good at picking up your voice and why when you say, hey, Google, it hears you and then starts listening to you. Think about how easy it is that I say it loud enough while your speakers are playing, your phone will go off. Or at least it probably won't because it's tailored to your voice, which is even scarier because that means that each one of our phones knows who we are when we're talking and who someone, and they might, depending on how Google's services work, if it's housed on your phone or if any of that information is housed back at their servers, that all of the phones know who everyone is who's speaking is. It doesn't like know you, but it like knows your voice and then can assign you to whatever string of numbers I imagine their program has you listed as. So they're listening to you all of the time and they want to hear things like Kleenex or Equate or ibuprofen or CNN, Comedy Central, you name it, any corporation that's even big or small, if they're paying enough for it, they're getting this information. I guarantee it. So they hear these keywords and these key phrases. If you save that kind of data for each one of these companies, you save that kind of, it's not so much that your specific data is of any importance. It's Kleenex decides to run a 40-second ad on CBS in the Northeast. And then Kleenex spent an insane amount of money on this ad campaign. On top of that, they want to know after 5:30 p.m. when this thing ran as the first commercial on whatever show plays at 5:30 on CBS now, they want to know how many people talked about it after, how many people searched for this, how many people tried to purchase it. It might even just be how much they talk about it. Like, oh, wow, maybe we should get that Kleenex. Or if they mention stores or other things at the same time, then you know that, hey, when they see this Kleenex commercial, it actually made them say puffs. Like, and you're getting like hits off of names or words. And depending on how you can use that data as an advertiser or as a seller would determine on how valuable that is to you. And if you're a large company, like a huge one, like GE, that has a ton of companies underneath you, that kind of data is almost, especially if you're talking about like just advertising, it's the most traded commodity in the world. It beat out fossil fuels, like the thing that actually runs the country, like the entire fucking planet. Like, so that's what these guys are harvesting, is the data based off of the things that you say around people at certain times. And it's just a computer program that just puts all that into a nice little wrapper and just spits out data for them, just data sets for things that are important to these people, which I haven't gone to business school or marketing school for more than a week to understand exactly the finite, I don't think that's right, but the special ways that you would use that information. But that's how it's done fundamentally at a very basic level. That's what you need to understand, is that. So whenever somebody's like, well, they can't really record all they're not recording anything. It's like, that's how they're using that data. And if you're an Apple user, because I've had this conversation, I don't know that I'm correct about this, but Apple's stance so far that I've been able to see is that none of them have access to your data. No employee at Apple, and Apple itself doesn't have access to your data. That doesn't mean that there isn't a system that has access to your data that no one ever sees. From a legal standpoint, I believe that they could probably get away with telling you that we never see your data, we don't have access to your data is encrypted. I don't need to see your data if it's encrypted. There's an encryption on it. Apple has to know that encryption, which means that all they need is a system that can decipher the encrypted data and extract from it the data set's information that I'm telling you about. So they're not seeing your data. They're not taking your data. What they are is getting information based off of that data that no one's seeing, and the computer's just spitting out the end of it. So, like, it would be as if I handed your phone. Let me see. Yeah. So it's like I handed your phone a calculator. The calculator put in all the information for I have the equation built. I have x plus or a plus x plus b minus c times d plus f. And then I hand the calculator to your phone. Your phone puts in all the data sets and then hits equals, and it hands it back to me. I never saw those numbers. All I have is the answer to my question. And it's answered a question that's not, what are you doing? And this is the other thing, is it's probably, if they, to layer it even more just in legalese, in terms of like no one at Apple has access to it, like your data, is that it probably doesn't even collate it or put it together individually from your phones. Probably puts out an entire like equation basically to every phone all at the same time, and each phone puts in all of its individual data sets, and then as one package it's given this whole lump of data That's a completely separate thing than all of the information that's on your phone. So technically, from a legal standpoint, they don't have access to the information on your phone, but there's absolutely no goddamn way that a company as money hungry and as dirty as Apple is, not dirty, but as money hungry and greedy as Apple is, that they're not selling your data. I promise you, they're not selling your data, but they're selling the important bits sourced off of that data to people, because there's no way you wouldn't. There's no way that they would be able to compete in the least, not even a little bit. Like, that's the selling thing in tech right now is and it's not your data. That's the other thing is like, oh, my data is important. No, it's not. Your data is only important when it's bundled with thousands of others, just like you are as an individual, like seen by the government or any of these entities. You're only important, really, when you're bundled together with everybody else. Not to say that I think that. I think that you're an individual. I think that you're fantastic and unique, and your uniqueness should be celebrated in your own way. But just because you're unique, just know that doesn't mean that you're some fucking perfect little snowflake either, because the uniqueness that you have is shared amongst the fact that every person is individually unique. So that uniqueness in and of itself isn't, fuck, I had a really cool word for that and I forgot what it is. Is that uniqueness itself is not. Fuck, I can't remember what it is. It doesn't matter. See, I gotta fix that. That's gonna be an issue if I can't remember words to finish sentences to make points make sense. That's a cool thing that I thought I would share with you guys who, one, have lives, and two, are not technologically minded individuals and have better shit to do than the dumb shit I spend my time thinking about. But yeah, I think that's pretty. What else was I talking? I'm not quite sure. Just start doing more stuff. Like I said, I do a lot of the same things over and over again. So I don't have like a shitload of stuff to talk about. They like all the top headlines are dumb Israel shit I don't care about. Or yeah, this is not CNN. I'll tell you that. This is the other problem. I don't trust any of these news organizations. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, they're all trash. In my personal, everything expressed in this podcast are the personal opinions of a moron. So take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing fun in the news. It's all stupid. Just dumb shit, dumb people. Dumb. What is that song? Like, is that dragged? Dun, 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 dun. That's a good fucking movie. I've never seen the old one. I think because the original drag has the guy that played uh not Colonel Blake, it's Colonel. Wow, he's my favorite one too, and I haven't seen MASH in a hot minute. It's not Colonel Blake. Wow. Wow. Mm-mm. Potter. Colonel Potter. I think the guy who plays Colonel Potter in MASH is the same guy that's in the original Dragnet TV show. I think. But I'm talking about the Dragnet movie from the '90s with Tom Hanks. I like that. There's. I don't know if you guys know this. There's some like '90s movies where Tom Hanks kind of plays like a little bit of a sleazeball. Like not like an irredeemable sleazeball, but like kind of like a like a womanizing, like, you know, like a lady killer. You know, Harry Morgan does play in he's Officer Bill Gannon. Also, he plays Tom Hanks's character from the movie. That's fun. This Friday's the straight guy. Well, you know, are you kidding me? What kind of world are we living in here now where like it doesn't exist? This must be fun for you. Listening to me type and then look something up. I feel like I'm on crazy pills. I feel completely insane. 1987. 1987, Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd. Great. Really, really funny. Should check that out. Opportunity. That's the thing I want to do. I want to do like movie watch along things where we watch shit that kicks ass. Maybe do like a little Discord watch along. You guys hop on. I have a Plex I can share movies with you. We could watch something cool as fuck together. That would be pretty dope. That'd be some cool Patreon member things. I'm a huge wow 80s 90s Tom Hanks movies. I'm a huge fan of the stuff he's got lately. The money pitch should be much higher than 6.4. What are the ratings on IMDb? Some of the stuff like what it takes to get up there. Oh, I don't know if I've. So there's a few. I try not to, but I love hating shit, and I love being able to hate things and then be kind of right about it. Like my favorite Game of Thrones is one of my favorite things to hate on. And I hate on it from a place of this should be fucking better than what it is. And the fact that people consistently tell me that it's the greatest show on television was disgusting. Like, I spent my whole life doing nothing but watching TV and movies, mostly television shows. Tell me Game of Thrones. It's because you don't watch shows, motherfucker. That's why. It's one I think I've talked about earlier. One of these fucking people that watches a show through Instagram, just on your phone. Like, that show was so great. Was it? Was it? With the storylines that are never going to end, were those great? I said the stuff now sucks so hard. Yeah, I did talk about that last time. That's going to be a problem, is me repeating myself, especially if I take too long. I mean, it's too early to repeat myself on stuff. But yeah, you should watch Dragnet. It's a good movie. It's wild. That does remind me. I don't know why it reminds me, but there's a movie called Strange Brew, which really threw me when I watched it. I think my mom brought it home for me. I don't remember why. She brought it home for me from somewhere she was. Like, and she picked it up like a garage sale or something for just a couple of bucks. But it's got Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. It's based off of it's based off like a TV show that they used to do. Or was it a sketch? May have been a sketch on something. But yeah, and it's basically just these Canada's most famous hosers, Bob and Doug McKenzie, get jobs at the Elsnore Brewery only to learn that something is rot the state of it. And it's awesome. It's just two Canadian idiots who get jobs at, like I said, at a brewery. And it's super weird. I remember like as a kid watching it being like, this is Canadian comedy. I'd had enough of a run-in with Red Green Show, which is a goddamn classic, to know that the Canadians have a special brand of comedy. It's very funny, but this shit, good God, it's such an odd movie. Like, he's using, I think they use, like, the sound of an organ to, like, the sound of the organ they play during hockey matches to control these hockey players. Because they just feed him this beer, and they're just trying to make super soldiers that you can control with music. I don't know if he's like trying to sell it to the government or something, or if it's just his plan to take over Canada. But it's a great. But I was saying that because there's a point in the movie, which isn't so much of a spoiler, because if you watch it, there's a point in the movie where it seems like the fucking movie's over. And I remember thinking, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And I was standing up to turn it off. This is VHS days. This is back in the day. And I got up to turn it off. And just as I did, it like the next scene like starts up and you're like, oh shit, it's not actually over. God damn. How the fuck? Like, you can't do that to people. If I was in the theater, I'd have been fuming. Absolutely fuming. I do remember this chick that's in it's kind of hot. Like 80s hot. She's got like, why did every person before, I should look into when people's hair in movies started to not blow ass. Because everybody in the 80s just had the worst fucking hair in the world. Like, is there no moisture? Is it very dry? Was that the deal? Was it really dry in the 80s? Is it real? Is that what people really talking about? Like they had to, no, I don't know. What's with, there's no humidity. Motherfuckers never heard of any kind of oils or nothing. I mean, you know what this is? This is before integration. This is before black and white people started sharing information like lotion, and coconut oil, all these things. These poor bastards had no idea. And I don't know how. I don't know what kind. Well, I mean, if you look at the British, good lord, just the way that they've lived. I watch. There's a channel on YouTube where you can watch this. It's this. I think he's a knight. I think, or at least he thinks he's a knight. Either way, doesn't matter. He dresses. He's got all of his knight gear. He's got cool knight hair and like knight guy hair. He's very cool. He's probably an uber dork, but I'll tell you this: if you go far enough dork, you kind of become cool because you've gone unabashedly into this realm of motherfucker. It's 2024. I'm a fucking knight, all right? I put this shit on. I got a horse. I got armor. I got a fucking sword. I'm a knight. Fuck you and your bullshit, all right? Oh, I think I'm really cool. I drive a fucking car to work. I ride a horse and I've got a lance. Fuck you. I'm cooler than you because you're a bitch who works in an office and I'm a fucking knight. So yes, that is at a certain point. People who think that they're knights or kids who build their own armor out of Lego and wear that shit to college, at a certain point, those people are way cooler than you because you're wearing a mask too. Yours is just boring and similar to everybody else's. You know it's true. You know it's true. You know, I know it too. I'm not as far down the line as some people, and some of the people that I'm sure will eventually be listening to me. You're normal. There's nothing really wrong with that. You have to be normal. It's fine. But just remember that these people that are fucking weird and goofy, they're better than us. They really are. Because they've just said, fuck convention. I'm never getting pussy. I'm never getting laid, and if I do, her pussy's gonna stink. It is. I mean, the sacrifice that you have to make. Have you been to a college campus? Oh my sweet Jesus. It's like a cornucopia of the most beautiful fucking people on the face of the planet. And it doesn't matter where you go. Go anywhere. Anywhere. Any college campus on anywhere on the planet. And they're just, And it's not even that it's all because, like, it's just, unreal. Absolute smoke shows. And you're 18, 19 years old. You're at the height of horny. Your dick is screaming in your ear constantly. And to have the balls to just go, fuck you. Fuck these bitches. Fuck my dick. I'm not getting pussy. What I am doing is rolling into this bitch with some Lego armor like a motherfucker, and I don't give a shit if you make fun of it. And that takes way more balls than going to the gym and getting hot, being attractive, and doing normal shit. It's a lot cooler to be that guy. That's why barely people are that. You think like, well, he's fucking weird and he's a loser. It's because you're jealous. You're jealous that you've decided to be a sheep like the rest of us. And it hurts. It hurts when you see that. You see that because you see something fucking weird and goofy that you could have done when you were a kid. Or that you used to do. Or that you want desperately to do. And you see a guy doing it. You see him doing it. And he's happy as shit and you got to take it from him. Because you're like, fuck you, dude. How dare you? How dare you be a dork and do the things that just dorks do and you get away with it? You're fine. You're fine. How? You shouldn't be fine. You should be a sheep, just like me. Be a sheep. And that's what you do. You act out and you attack. Now, do I do the exact same thing to everybody, depending on what you like, no matter what it is? Yes. But that's different. I do it because I love you. And sometimes you need to know, because there's people walking around here wearing Crocs who think that that's fine. They think it's okay. And that's not doing something weird because it's cool. That's just fucking stupid. The only thing worse than that is if you wear... So, Birkenstock makes a shoe that looks like a Croc. I've dubbed them Croc-and-Stocks. And if you buy these overpriced pieces of foam, you're an asshole. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. God does. And he made the rule. If you wear Crockenstalks, you're an asshole. So, just so we know, Crockenstalks, asshole. Joggers, asshole. Now, everybody's an asshole. I'm a huge asshole. I don't think there's not things I like to make me an asshole, and just, I'm an asshole but, these are the things that make you one. And we need to know exactly what it is that makes each and every one of us an asshole, or else we don't really know each other. We don't know ourselves. You have to know why you're an asshole, and you have to embrace the reason why you're an asshole. Because if I call you a dickhead because because you like pineapple on pizza, I think you're an asshole. If you get butthurt by that, that means that you're too much of a pussy to actually like a thing. I like tons of shit that I deserve to be made fun of. I watch the originals. Unironically, I watch the originals. I want to be Klaus Michelson so bad, it's not even funny. Desperately. I want to be Klaus Michelson like every fat girl wants to be Lorelai Gilmer. Okay? It's facts. It's facts. Are you kidding me? I don't want to be some fucking hot, half vampire, hot, half werewolf, definitely got a huge cock, fancy accent. You can't do shit to me. I'm immortal. I'll fuck everybody. Men, women, doesn't matter. Of course I want to be that. I'm going to watch that, wishing I could be that guy. Being a dickhead, no one can kill him. Is any of his family members still, if you think you're going to leave me? Nope. Stakes him, buries him for a couple hundred years, wakes him back up. See, don't leave me, right? It's either stay with me or be in the box. Those are your choices. The ultimate narcissist. Now, do I think he's wrong? Sure. Do I still want to be him? Yes. And should I be made fun of for liking the show? Yes. I'm a grown man. I have 2 children. I am 35 years old, and I want to be a vampire. I'm sorry. It's worse than I want to be a vampire. I want to be a half vampire, half werewolf named Klaus. Okay. Jesus Christ. I'm like 3 days in a Swedish camp away from blowing someone at that point. To me. And the fact that people in my life don't make fun of me for that breaks my heart. Kills me inside. It genuinely kills me inside that I don't have friends that make fun of me anymore. I used to have friends that would, just rip me apart mercilessly every day. Every day. It was constant. You were a fight for your life. I was Mike. This is it. This is the joke for me. Okay. I'll explain to you the joke for me, and then my friend Tommy, and then my friend Josh. So in high school, I was Mike. Mike rides a bike with no seat. That's it. And it would just be Mike rides a bike with no seat. Inferring that I ride a bike and just sit straight down on the pipe jammed into my ass. So Mike rides a bike with no seat. So Mike the bike with no seat. And this was every day. And then I was trying to work out in high school. I felt okay. I would hit the gym, spend gym class in the gym, pumping iron, getting pretty thick, getting a little swole, not much, but okay. All right. I play a little basketball, and I'm terrible at basketball. It's a black skill I didn't get in the exchange. It's upsetting. I wish I could play basketball. It'd be great. Play some mad ass defense. You ain't fucking scoring on me, bitch. But I can't dribble the ball and make shots. My depth perception for that type, no. So I'm taking shots. I can't just trash, and it's just constantly being hit with. Oh my God, Mike, you're so strong, dude. Is that why you can't make a shot because you're too strong and you can't? Oh, dude, don't break the backboard. Every time I take a shot, whoa, Mike, you almost broke the backboard with that one, dude. You got to simmer down. You got to relax. Or anything. You get made fun of. And there's good old Tommy Toomers. I will not share his last name, but he's Tommy Toomers. And anybody who knows him, great guy. One of the greatest human beings I've ever known, and probably the greatest friend I've ever had. Oh, I love that man with all of my heart. And he's a wonderful human being. But the good old Tommy Toomers, because when Tommy was, 12 or 13, he was sitting in front of his dad, who's an asshole. Like an unbelievable, really funny, but an asshole. He was squeezing his triceps on the backs of his arms, and his father, he'd asked his father what they were, and his father, being the asshole that he is, told him that they were tumors and that he only had a few years to live. I'm finding out later, he assumed his son would, not think that that's the case, and think he's full of shit, as he's been every other time he's ever said anything in the past. So, cut to 3 years later, or 2 years later, I'm sitting in science class, listening to Mr. Z talk about photosynthesis, literally, like this is Adam Sandler when he's talking about photosynthesis, and Tommy's sitting next to me, squeezing his triceps, which are huge, by the way. The motherfucker had giant triceps, like it was the only muscle in his body he worked. It was nuts. He's like squeezing them while we're sitting at this, like he's sitting right next to me. He's just sitting there squeezing them over and over again. I look at him like, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm feeling my tumors. They're getting bigger. And I go, excuse me? Pardon? Pardon me? And he goes, the tumors on the back of my arm, they're getting bigger, and I'm worried. And I immediately bust out laughing. I started to lose my mind. This he says we're like 16 or 17 years old. We have to be older than that. I think we're 17. I think he told me this when he was 15. Yes, because he thought he was going to die when he was 18. He's a fucking idiot. Yes, this man I love to idiot, fucking moron. So I stopped class. I'm like, Mr. Z, wait, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Hold on. You gotta tell Mr. Z what you just told me. You have to say this out loud to more. You tell him. And he goes, well, you must know I was feeling the tumors on the backs of my arm, and I was concerned about them. And I mean, everyone in class, just mouths agape at what was just said. Seriously, was said out loud to a room full of people that he has tumors in the backs of his arm, and we had to let him know that they were triceps. And I'm telling you, the look on his face of, are you serious? Like, yeah, dude, I have them. I mean, they're not as fucking giant as yours, you freak, but I have them. And, dude, it was, I mean, imagine you thought, seriously, he thought he was going to die. He thought he was gonna die. The man had tumors, so I mean, he was Tommy Tumors for that. I mean, I think people still call him that. People who probably don't even know why call him Tommy Tumors. God. And then Josh had this. So Josh, there's a chance that he's the funniest genius I've ever known. And so you're going to get made fun of. And it's going to be something that's annoying, whether it's something that actually bothers you or it's something that will just grow to bother you because these fucking idiots say it over and over again. Like, who gives a fuck if I ride a bike with no seat? What is that? What is that? That's the best you can come up with? But the fact these fuckers repeat it constantly. Every fucking day. Mike rides a bike with no seat. Mike rides a bike with no seat. Like, just every day. All fucking day. Constantly. It's so fucking irritating, these cocksuckers. But Josh is, so you're going to get made fun of for something. It's possible that he's such a genius and a twisted fuck. So he tells us one day, he comes in and he tells us one day, he goes, this dude, I can't, he's like visibly upset. He's disheveled. So he says, he's like, look, man, I can't. I gotta tell you, I gotta tell somebody. This is fucking crazy. I'm like, what? And he's like, I don't even know if I can get it out. I'm like, we're just me and Tanner, like, what, dude? Okay, what? And we're just like, all right. So, my two cousins telling me a story this weekend. They're guys. He's like, and he's like, I can't. It's too fucking. It's gross, dude. It's so fucked. And we're like, what the fuck is your problem? Just spit it out, fucker. And he goes, so they're telling me a story about how they had to go to the hospital because they ripped each other's assholes. What? He goes, my cousins had to go to the hospital because they were fucking each other in the ass and they ripped their anuses. Like the one brother fucked the other one and ripped his asshole. And they had to go to the hospital to get stitches. Now, in hindsight, I think he thought this is going to be a fucking hilarious story to tell. I'll convince these idiots that my cousins, I mean, we asked him about this because I even at the time we were like, no, you're fucking lying. And he's like, dude, I'm not lying. Why would I lie about this? I'm like, why would you tell us? He's like, because I got to tell somebody I can't be the only one who knows this. I'm like, you know that we're going to make fun of you for this. For sure. And he's like, I have to. So I still now even thinking about, there's no way he came up with that. He made that. I want to believe now. I want to believe now that he made it up as a thing that we could make fun of him for that wasn't real. And he could think the whole time we were making fun of him how fucking stupid we are for believing such an obvious lie. Like, yes, my two male cousins were fucking each other in the ass and one of them ripped the other one's asshole and they had to go to the hospital. That's a real thing. And I want to believe. I'm a lot like Mulder in that respect. I want to believe. Because, God, that would be fucking great. If he just really fucking got us with that. I know it's really lame and petty, but it's just an everyday thing and constant. Like, I know I'm not supposed to say the word. I think we're far enough into it, but I'm going to say, like, I'm not supposed to say fag, but like Nick Mullen says, and I agree with wholeheartedly, I have been called a faggot more times than any gay person outside of unbelievably famous people who get talked about constantly. Every day, at least 5 times a day from the day I was 8 years old until I was 20, I was called a fag. Every straight guy, especially if you're on a sports team, oh my God. The slurs, I imagine you're called. Like I've said, I think I talked about it at one point. I think, speaking of slurs, I really believe that people need to be able to, I think that black people should be able to sell N-word passes as a form of reparations. I'm going to keep bringing that up until someone gets like a snippet of this or hears a bit of it. N-word passes should be a legally regulated currency that gets to be made with like a set amount per black person per year, and they get to sell them at like a WoW token. I don't think people play World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is a WoW token. It's based off of like supply and demand, and the price fluctuates depending on the market. So like at first it would be flooded with N-word tickets. At some point people would realize like okay, we can't sell these N-word passes so cheap, so many, and you limit them, you get like 4 or 5. Well, you get 1 a quarter. Now you gotta get more. You get like 4 a quarter. Right? So you get what, 16 a year to give out to sell. You can you start selling bitches on eBay. They have to have this is the perfect use for blockchain. This is what blockchain was invented for. Blockchain technology was invented for legally the exchangeable, tradable on the stock market N-word passes. That I hold true. That's what it is. It's divine. Blockchain was invented for no other purpose than this. I refuse to believe. Don't tell me this bullshit about art. Don't tell me this bullshit about like fucking tickets to show. Like, oh, you can buy a digital ticket to a Joe Rogan concert. Fuck something like that bullshit. Nobody. Number one. Number two. That's all. There's no number two. It's just number one. That's it. That's it. And that's yes. Blockchain technology exists solely for the use of N-word passes to really level the playing field. Because then white people get to say it. Because some of these motherfuckers, they need to be able to say it. Come on. You got it. You're telling me, right? You're telling me that you live like, I don't know, you're poor. You're poor as fuck. In a broke-ass trailer, right? Your wife smells bad and she's got like 5 teeth and you little badass kids. And you're telling me that you don't get to blast an N? Why not? I think that you should. And not only that, because we're talking about like poor people, I think that should be subsidized by the government as well. Like there's food stamps. There should be N-word stamps that you trade. You know what I'm saying? You trade them into the government, right? Oh, and I think also that you should be able to use them while you're in jail. I think you should. You should be able to sell them to guards. I think that would be a great plan, because then you can build yourself a nice little nest egg while you're in jail before you get out. And then that also provides these people with like an extra rep, because I think you should be able to sell them as well. It should be a tradable commodity. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can sell them to you. You start collecting them as a white guy. You just go around and start buying them off black people. Buy them all, and you resell them. Resell them on the white market. You know? I think that's a fucking brilliant idea. I really do. It should be fuck Bitcoin, N coin. It's just every N coin you have. I mean, you have to sell it when you say it, especially if somebody. This is the thing. They have to be turned in, right? So you could still be out there blasting black market ends. He's just all willy-nilly, just screaming an N-word at a Walmart. Because that's what you got to think about. You think about a Karen at a Walmart, right? Just, fucking niggers! Fucking niggers! Well, you said that twice. Man, whoa. I'm going to need you to present your N-word pass. I'm going to need you to present 2. You said it twice. You screamed it twice. All right, if you have 1, there's just a fine for the second one and not making the payment. And those fines go into, like, the National Negro College Fund, right? Isn't that what it is? National Negro College Fund? NAACP? Whatever the fuck it is. The Black People College Fund is where all the fine money from excessive over N-word usage comes from. You just start fining people. Just a little fine. Hey, whoa. I mean, listen, if you want to blast ends, you got to buy one. You go out, you buy your N-word pass, go to Tyrone in the corner. He's got his 4 still. You got to find a black dude. Then it's race relations. Because you got to go out and find a black dude. I mean, yeah, you can sell them on eBay if you want to, but you want the personal touch. The one-on-one, you only have like 4 to sell. You want to know the person you're selling them to. This is encouraging racial issues. You got to go out and got to talk. See how racist dudes are like, man, I'm about to spend my whole fucking paycheck. Give me some goddamn N-word passes, all right? They go over to the dark side of town. They start talking. They got to buy the N-word passes. Like, goddamn, that food smells good. You got some fried chicken back there. He's like, fuck yeah, I got some fried chicken. What's up? He's like, hell yeah, come on, man. And then before you know it, you're getting discounts on your N-word passes. And then maybe you're not so upset. And at some point, we can move away from the N-word passes and people can just be boys, You just throw around ends like everybody else. This is the plan. Why is nobody listening to me? I might as well be the new Malcolm. I'm the new Malcolm X. I'm Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. all rolled into one. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's the pod for today. This is hot as fuck in my house. I gotta get ready to go pick up fam. I hope this is a good one. I'm getting a little bit more used to it. Getting a little in the cut, as they say. I think I didn't do that stupid laugh under my breath shit like I did the last time. I'm sorry, but I re-listen to these as stupid as that is, but somebody has to, and I have to pick up on the little dumb shit that I do so I can stop doing it. It's really, I mean, I hate it. If you think you hear something that you hate, trust me, I hate it just as much as you, and hopefully I'll stop. Yeah, this is a good podcast. If anybody asks, I regret the things that I have done, but those I did not do. See y'all later.